Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kirsten and this video is going to be brought to you from the gym where I'm working. Well, right now I'm not working in the gym actually. Only thing we do here is we take the stuff, take it outside, teach the class outside, bring the stuff back inside, and we go. This is how we roll in 2020, but this is not what I came here to talk about. I actually came here to talk about how to find your inner peace and why it is so important. Before you close this video and say, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter because this is not about weight loss, it's not about AJ, it's not about training, I'm not gonna listen to it. Stay with me because I do have an important message for you. As long as we don't have this internal trust with ourselves, as long as we don't have the internal peace, our bodies cannot be truly healthy. Many people actually say that there are no two things like your mind and your body. It's actually mind-body. So what happens in your mind and what happens inside of you, like internally, affects everything around you. Today I want to give you 3 tips that help you to find that inner peace and that help you to feel better internally so that it also can start showing externally and you can become the really, really healthy version of you. The first thing to understand is that as long as we are depending on the external stuff, like other people's opinions, money on the bank account, the way we look, everything that's not inside of us but's coming from the outside, as long as we pay too much attention to that, we cannot find that true inner peace. We have to truly be able to let go of these attachments. For example, if you're thinking that I cannot be happy until I have this body, or I cannot be happy until I am with this person, or I cannot be happy until I live in my dream house. As long as you keep thinking these thoughts, you cannot heal what's wrong inside. We have to really focus our attention inside and see what actually happens there. And a lot of times, the best way to do it is to take time for stillness, to be with yourself. That's why meditation practice is so very important. That's why reading is so important. That's why just spending some time with yourself is so important, so that you don't get distracted by all that kind of stuff that's coming at you from the outside. The outside can be the social media, for example. How many people are absolutely addicted to it? It also comes from other people. We compare. It comes from what other people have and we want to have. So as long as we keep thinking those things and wishing other things, we cannot find that true peace within ourselves. One of my clients just told me that one thing that helped her to understand herself better was that she started hanging out with other people a little bit less. Now, I'm not gonna say that you should not talk to other people or enjoy other people's company. No, not at all. I think it can be a very, very healthy thing, but there has to be time for yourself too. And one of my clients said that when she actually started being on her own a little bit more, she started feeling what she's feeling inside. She started asking herself like, who am I? What do I really need? This is where the true healing for her started. And she realized that actually her problems were not food related, although she was restricting heavily and trying to control her weight so hard. But when she turned the focus inward, she actually realized that she doesn't have to do all these things. Like the problems did not start with food. The problem started from feeling that she doesn't have enough or she is not enough. So we have to heal that part first. The second thing I mentioned, feeling your feelings and emotions. It's so important to do that. So many of us don't let ourselves do that. Here's an example from another client of mine who said that I'm not going to show my feelings ever or feel them because this is a sign of weakness and I want to be a strong woman. Now, this is not going to get you too far because what happens when we don't show our feelings, if we don't feel them, if we just try to push them away and ignore them? Believe me, I know this very well. I used to do it for a long time. And still, sometimes it's so hard to do because you want to deny them because they hurt. Like stuff hurts, right? And here's a tip that I learned from Eckhart Tolle in his book, The Power of Now. He says that we should try and feel like we are transparent. You know, something comes at us that is not pleasant, we just let it get through us. So we don't push it away. We don't build this internal wall so that stuff just bounces against it. But we have to be transparent so that we just let it come through us and then feel whatever we need to feel, because otherwise these emotions, these feelings are going to pile up. I developed back pain and hip pain because of it. I had stuff that was stuck inside because I had not shown my emotions. A lot of times it wasn't even intentional that I was blocking my emotions. This is just how I was. And I buried like a lot of stuff inside here, never let them out, never let myself truly feel them. Sit with this like anxiety and be with it instead of distracting yourself. It's so important for understanding who you are, what you need, and kind of almost like purify yourself from the inside. My last tip for you is to live in the now, not in the past or not in the future. People who are going through eating disorder recovery or AJ recovery or any kind of like obsessive behavior recovery, we think, oh, how long is this going to take? How is it going to be different? When will I change? What is my life going to be like? We're always ahead of things. We're thinking, what's next, what's next, what's next? And of course, we want to have this safety. But the problem is that we're trying to control everything too much, so we don't pay attention to what's happening right now. Or we live in the past. Let's say that you had to gain weight, and now you're thinking, oh, everything was so much better when I weighed 15 pounds less, and I could wear this and that, and I could look like better. And we just think about these things so much that we forget how we are feeling right now. And a lot of times it comes from because we don't want to feel this discomfort, right? Again, coming back to my last point, we just want to escape that discomfort, but this is not helpful. You think that you have a big problem going on, but actually when you sit down and tell yourself, I am safe, then you actually are safe. Like right this moment, you are safe. Nobody's attacking you. Nothing can really hurt you. You have to understand that living in the now is so incredibly valuable, and you can practice it almost all the time. I mean, you can practice it all the time. When you're walking, when you're driving, like pay attention to what you're doing. When you're lifting weights, how do they feel? When you eat, how does it feel? Like what are the emotions that come up? And be in the now, because living in the past and in the future only create more anxiety and depression. And sometimes it's okay to not know what's next. Sometimes all we need is really trust and keep telling ourselves that I am safe now, everything is fine. These are my 3 tips for you. I hope they were helpful, a little bit of mindset talk for you today, but this is as important as taking care of your physical body. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.